Hey guys, what's up? It's Melanie. Today we're going to do a pretty cool finish on this headboard bench that I built. If you don't know how to build a headboard bench, I'm going to put you a link to a video I did before so you can learn how to do that. But today we're going to concentrate on the finish. We're going to be using DIY paint, Ironwork Designs transfers, Jennifer Ferguson from Artistic Painting Studios foils, and yeah, here we go. Let's get going. Let's start off with some beadboard. I am using a Klingon R14. It's nice and small, great synthetic bristles, and we're going to get deep down in those little groovy dudes. We're going to work with the original structure of this headboard here. So all this grapes or whatever that is, let's go ahead and get that white paint on there. That way we can highlight them. This is old school. I'm going to be using my Klingon S50 and old school. It's a deep dark gray with a tinge of a green, like the slightest tinge. Did you know that old school was named for the old school chalkboards that they had, back before me? I don't know. Maybe some of you guys will remember that. I think that's kind of cool. Little fun fact. So when using DIY paint, you do not need to do that hashtag, that little scrubby XXX motion that you do with some other paint brands. Just so you guys know, you don't need to scrub it in. You just paint it. It's good. Okay, with blending with DIY paint, water is your friend. Let's use Mel's Magic Misting Bottle. We're going to get a pretty good amount on there. Reactivate that old school that we have on there and mix in some prairie gray. That way our colors are going to actually blend together, not just sit on top of each other. Another cool thing about DIY. As you can see there, once we have it reactivated, you can go back and forth, up and down, just going to make your blending a little bit more blended and get the look that you want. That Klingon is going to give me a baby butt smooth finish every time. It's my absolute favorite. Okay, so we're getting ready to put a transfer on. It's always highly recommended that you seal your project first. So we're gonna go ahead and give this a really good coat of Big Top. As you can see, the Big Top, the sealer that you use, is going to darken and deepen your paint. DIY paint is made of clay, and as we all know, when clay dries, it dries lighter than it is when it's wet. So when you put your sealer on, whether it's a clear coat like I'm using now with the Big Top or whether it's wax, it's definitely going to darken your finish. We're going to be using this transfer by Ironwork Designs. This one is called Wallflower, and it's really, really pretty. You can find all the products that I'm using in this video on my website at Windmill Vintage Designs. I'll put that link in the comments below. Whenever you're applying a transfer, it's always easier to do it on a horizontal rather than a vertical. So I'm going to go ahead and lay this down. I would do that whether it was a headboard bench or whether it was a dresser. It's just easier that way. That little applique stick comes in every transfer. They're really essential to applying it. So we're gonna pull this out. You can see that there's gridded patterns there. So you can measure and cut and get it all straight and good. We're gonna do it a little bit different. I want to get the curvature of the top of the headboard, of that little divot, of that curve. So I'm gonna go ahead and take this blade and we're gonna follow along that curvature and get this transfer to fit nice and tight on there. So I'm just kind of using my finger to feel where it is because I can't see it. I could take it off and I could measure and I could draw a line. I could do all that stuff, but you know what? It'll work just fine, just the way it is. So once you have it cut the way you want it, the way you want to position it, go ahead and pull that white backing off. Lay it down nice and neat because it's going to stick on you. So try to get it like right where you want it, okay? And then you're going to start with your applique stick. You can see as I start to rub, as the transfer releases from the backing paper, the grid line is not going to be there, which is good. And you can see it kind of turn like a filmy white. That way I know I have it released. I can pull it up, check it, and do it until I have it all done. I like to take the palm of my hand, just really rub it down, and then you can take that transfer paper and go ahead and put it back over and just give it a good rub. I could save these other flowers for another project, but I think we're going to go ahead and fill it in a bit. Okay, let's grab a tiny bit of a sea sponge. I'm gonna get it wet, and wring it out real good. Say hi to Roxy and Hamish. All right, this is sizing medium. You can get this at Artistic Painting Studios. I'm gonna put the link at the end of the description. So we're gonna take this sizing medium with the sea sponge and we're just gonna dab it on. Sizing medium is like a glue, but it doesn't dry. It just stays wet. So that's going to really help us out for our next step. You want to wait about a half hour. Meanwhile, let's go ahead and get the bottom of our bench on. Let's get that seat on there. I'm going to use my Ryobi Airstrike brad gun. I don't have to have a compressor with this one. It's battery operated, works really good. Now, while we're waiting for that sizing medium to dry a bit, let's go ahead and get out our Dark and Decrepit. Let's stain this raw pine with this. It'll dry super fast and it doesn't smell, which is fabulous. Knuckles, my dog that insists on being in the garage with me. That's fine, but he needs to stay in the garage. My old man, Mr. Malachi, and here's my mama's dog. Well, she's my dog now. This is Miss Holly. Now we're going to use these. Have you ever used foils? They come in these long strips. Just cut some off. This is copper patina. This one's aquamarine. Now we're going to take this with this. So this is the image. You want to use the dull side. Flip it. Knuckles, lay down. Lay down. Like this. And where we put our sizing medium is tacky now. I'm just gonna squish it. see, the foil is only going to stick to where your sizing medium is. So there's lots of different ways to apply this stuff. This is just like a dab, dab, dab way. I don't know, there might be a better name for that. I'm going to use it again in a live video pretty quick here, and we're going to use it a different way. But there we go. Just adds a little bit of bling bling, a little bit of pretty, a little bit of cool patina. I don't know about you, but I think it's turning out pretty cool, but it needs a little bit more. Let's go ahead and get our DIY clear wax. Let's pull out our kissing booth and let's make ourselves some hot pink wax. I'm gonna take a brush and sink it into those low spaces. Then we'll take a lint-free rag and wipe it back so it's only in the deep spots, only in the crevices. Okay, now we're going to take DIY's black wax and we're going to tone it down a bit. So we already have a sealer on this, so our black or any wax is just not going to adhere like it would if you were just waxing your piece. You can always put your wax over your sealer, and you have a lot of movement, a lot of workability. It's a good way to add a little bit of bang without going cuckoo. Now that we used our color waxes for a little bit more flavor, let's go ahead and seal this transfer on there. I'm going to use my clear wax to do that. That's sweet Megan helping her mama again. Thank you, darling. And get this all set up on my porch. It will be for sale, but I thought I'd get a picture of it on the porch for you guys. All right, guys, you gotta tell me what you think of this project in the comments below. I'll put the link to how to build a headboard bench if you haven't done one of those. I hope you guys like it, and don't forget, you can get all these products on my website. I'll put that link below. And remember, only you can make it happen. Thanks for watching.